Hey, G people. That's G for gun, not gangsta. Maybe some of you gangstas. Hey, this one got my blood boiling. This is pretty bad. It's pretty quick, so we'll play it through and then I'll talk about it. So the whiners can quit. Why do you play the video and quit talking? Shut up! Damn it! You wanna watch a silent movie? Mute it. Stinking knucklehead whining. Alright, here's the video.
Masks continued on streets, and you can see guns drawn.
Videos being used on a Fair Use Act for educational.
Right now. Plenty of law enforcement and also dogs as well. And now they're incorporating the arrest right here.
What the hell is incorporating an arrest? Are you kidding me? Incorporating an arrest is beating the shit out of a guy with his hands up. Man, this is a clear case of assault under the collar. So we have 10 cops here, all armed, all with bulletproof vests, all in daytime. We have one suspect with his hands up laying on the ground. Now, I know, and I've been there, we don't know what happened before this, but we know what happened before the punch was thrown. And that's what counts. And for a prosecutor in New Hampshire not to prosecute this cop for assault under the collar and not to prosecute all those other cops who didn't stop him or do nothing is just as guilty as the guy that threw this punch. So, citizens of New Hampshire, you need a jury nullification and not vote guilty for no assault charges from now on until your prosecutor decides to say, you know what, if we're going to prosecute regular people for hitting people, then we're going to damn sure prosecute cops who are protected by other cops and who use force when they don't need to and assault somebody. So let's go through this a little bit.
And you can see.
Okay, we have 10 cops there with a dog. Clearly, remember, use of force. The number of suspects versus the number of officers. Is it nighttime or daytime? What's the risk to the officers? Was the officer in jeopardy? Was the force used reasonable and necessary to effect the arrest? Okay, none of that applies here. Everything, any use of force expert could absolutely say there is no way this cop felt threatened, there was no way he felt in danger, and there was no way that the suspect was resisting in any way, shape, or form that required a punch to the face when a guy's laying down on the ground voluntarily with his hands out. This is just outrageous.
Guns drawn, and the suspect moving out of that vehicle right now.
Okay, so we have voluntary compliance. We have the guy, again, I'm not sure if you can see him kneeling down or not. I can't really see it either. He's in the shade. He's kneeling down, voluntary compliance. We call that voluntary. He's following the cops' orders. Everybody's yelling, show me your freaking hands, show me your hands, don't move, get on the ground, spread your legs, spread your arm. He's being yelled at by probably every damn cop out there because, you know, cops don't show up and then one person does the talk and everybody else just listens. That's not the way it works. So everybody's yelling and the guy's complying to the best of his ability, showing zero resistance at this time. Again, I don't know what happened before, but when you're effecting an arrest, the force used must be reasonable. How can anybody see this as reasonable? Hell, I don't even think the cop that threw the punch could say with a straight face, yeah, that was reasonable. I mean, come on.
Plenty of law enforcement and also...
Okay, guys on the ground, see the cop winding up? He wouldn't even try to hide it. I'm going to wind up downtown and lay you out with my fists because I'm a coward punk ass with a badge and a gun. Man, this is just, I would have been so furious, and I hope one of these cops, you can't tell me that none of these cops are going to say, oh, I didn't see, I wasn't watching. I didn't see the guy throw a punch. I didn't see the guy wind up from downtown and throw a punch on a guy that was on the ground. Bam. I mean, come on. 1.
Dogs as well.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what does the news reporter say? And now they're
incorporating the arrest right here.
Incorporating the arrest, and they zoom out. Really? This is what I call complicit media. The media should be zooming in on him saying, you know what? That cop shouldn't be punching him. That guy was voluntarily complying. Why are the cops with all this use of force, beating the shit out of a guy on the ground with his hands up. How does this encourage citizens or crooks or criminals to say, you know what? It's better if you just give up. It's easier if you give up. You know what? If I was given a talk in a stinking prison, I'd be like, if you give up, you're just going to get an ass whipping without getting any punches in. You might as well freaking fight back. I mean, this is just this is what causes the collapse of rule and law. It starts at the top. Our lawless, traitorous piece of shit president, hiding, lying in the media, all this bullshit he's doing, right down to the politicians, to his cabinet, right down to the Congress with those weasel piece of shits padding their bank account. Corruption starts at the top, and then people are shocked when they see law enforcement, which is government, doing things like this. This is done because it's authorized. It's accepted. It's done so damn much that people are accustomed to it being normal. Oh well, you know what? There'll be people out there saying, well, if the guy didn't run, he wouldn't have got hit. Really? You know, I mean, I'm all for, if you pull a gun or do something and you need to get shot, I'm all for shooting your ass. But when you give up and you say, hey, I'm complying, absolutely not uncalled for. And the thing that pisses me off the most is I hated pussy cops. And there's a lot of pussy cops out there that the only time they do shit like this is when they got a whole bunch of people there to back them up. You get them one-on-one by themselves and they are wimps. I mean, it's just, you know, guys talk shit and they always talk. I've taken my gun off more than once and walked into a cell with a dude and said, you know what, dude? I'm about tired of your shit saying because I got a badge and a gun, I ain't shit. It's only me and you in the cell. Put up or shut the fuck up. So, I mean, there's situations, and I don't have a problem with that. Dude hits me, and we go to blows, that's fine. Let's do it. But to freaking punch a guy when he's given up on the ground in handcuffs, and you got all the support, you are a freaking pussy. Yeah, that's right, I said it. The P word. PC police will be here. You can't say that! That's the right. You're picking on transgender. Suppose he wanted to have a pussy, and now you're calling him a name. You're a crazy right wing. Shut up, damn liberal piece of craps. This is absolutely uncalled for. This dude got punched for giving up and complying. There was no reason for it. The cops should be charged. Absolutely assault under the collar, unauthorized, and overuse of force. And he's not the only one punching. There's other people punching. And the news media being complicit zooms out so we can't see it. And the news media being encouraging this type of behavior because it's the liberal left promoting government is going to say this is how the cops incorporate an arrest. What the hell does that mean? Freaking liberal left media. All right, I'll end that there. Get me all jacked up.